Hi guys, welcome back. We are mixing things up a little bit today with this Yogalates flow routine. So as the name implies, we're going to combine a little bit of yoga and some Pilates, and this workout is going to strengthen and tone your entire body. No equipment necessary. So go ahead, roll out your mat, and let's get started. All right, you guys, we're doing something a little bit different today. We're spicing things up. So we are going for a bit of Yogalates. So there are going to be elements of Pilates exercises in it, but it's all going to be kind of mixed and flowing together in a more yoga style. So obviously you don't need any equipment for this one. It's all levels, so perfect. And if you guys are new around here, welcome, my name is Sarah. I typically do yoga. No, I typically don't do yoga. I typically do bar and Pilates workouts, but sometimes I like to mix in some other sorts of things. So we'll do some functional training, we'll do a bit of cardio, we'll do a bit of yoga sometimes. I have some stretching workouts. So if those are things that you like to see, be sure that you are subscribed. So stop, hit that subscribe button right now so that you can come back and catch more twice a week. All right, we're gonna get started. So we're going to come into a plank to start. Oh, hooray! So come into plank here, up on the hands, and we're just going to press between plank and downward dog, but we're going to wave our way there. So I want you to lift the tips of the toes, pull navel in, round the back, roll your way back in this waving motion, downward dog, sinking heels down, and then wave forward. So again, tips the toes, round the back, find your plank. Don't go past the plank. Keep going between these two. So I love this waving kind of plank to downward dog because I find it just gets a little bit more core engagement because we're really focused on pulling it in as we do that waving motion. And it's all about the core, all the time. All core, all the time. That's the name of the game. It's a nice little warm-up. Really nice first thing in the morning as well because we have that little bit of mild inversion in the downward dog, which means it'll help wake you up a little bit. So you don't need your morning caffeine if that's something you do. I personally do not have any caffeine, not ever. It makes me crazy. It's too much. It is too much. It is too much of a boost. Do one more here. We're gonna land back in the plank. And in plank, you can either go from knees or toes. You're gonna shift forward, tips of the toes, elbows bend back, lower, 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 lower. Come to the tops of the feet or all the way down. Lift the chest through, inhale. Exhale, flip back over the feet, back to downward dog. So it's a chaturanga dandasana for you guys who are familiar with yoga. We're gonna do one more of them here. So come back to your plank, and from the knees or toes, we shift forward. We hug the sides, oh, hello. Come to the tops of the feet or the knees. Lift chest through and back to downward dog. We've got a visitor, hooray. And then go ahead, come forward. We're gonna lower down one more time, but we're gonna stay down. So all the way down. This is Luna. Hi, Luna. Okay, good talk. Bye, Luna. We're gonna come all the way down here. So reach arms forward. Legs, of course, are reaching long behind. Keep the back of the neck long here. So common thing I see when we're doing a kind of like prone lift is that the head does this, and the back of my head now is touching my upper back. Then you're just lifting with the head. Don't do that. So keep gaze forward at the floor. We're gonna lift everything up. So here we are. We're all lifted. Legs are nice and long here. Back of the neck is long. You're gonna reach right arm back as you do that. Bend the left knee, touch heel, reach forward. We're gonna switch sides. So we bend right leg, reach left arm back, cross body, we touch, reach forward. Keep going there. So cross body, reach forward. We're never lowering back down to the floor. Gets a bit of the hamstrings and actually just back body generally. It's a good postural one as well. Here's 3. One more on either side. Last one. Stay lifted in this X shape. And I want you to squeeze to the letter I. So bring the inner thighs together, arms together, open back to X. So we're gonna squeeze everything in, open. Squeeze everything in, open. Squeeze and open. Keep the legs lifted, keep knees straight. So don't just bring the ankles together and think that's it. That's not it. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Hands underneath shoulders here, and then tucking toes under, or you can keep the knees down. We're gonna press back up to plank. So, whoop, all the way up. In that plank, hands underneath shoulders, you're gonna lift the right leg, little lift, bring the right knee down underneath the right hip, release left leg. That's the move. Left foot comes down, we extend, lift right, bring it back under. As you're lifting that right leg, keep going here in the plank. Make sure you're not coming out of plank. It's not a downward dog. It's not a three-legged dog. Shoulders should be staying over the wrists, butt stays down. Hello. Hi, my love. Here's Luna. Luna doesn't make very many appearances. So yeah, if you guys have been around for a while and you're like, we never see Luna, there she is. There she is. She's real. She's usually just not as interested in this sort of thing as the other two. One more here. And this time right knee's gonna stay down. We're gonna keep the left leg lifted. Keep pulling in from the navel. Reach right arm forward. So energetically, you should be centered in the navel. You shouldn't be collapsing into left shoulder, into the right hip. It's all pulling up from the center. So extended there. I want you to open. It's a little helicopter out to the side, keeping leg level with the hips. Bring it back to center. Same thing that we did all the way down. You're gonna reach around, open the chest, bend that left leg, touch, reach long again. So we're gonna open, in, reach back, reach long, open, in, reach back, reach long. So we're working all of the core here. Great stability exercise. Good for the range of motion as well. Oh, Luna's just come to have a little snack. That's why she's here. She's actually not here to say hello to me. She's not here to say hello to you. She's here for a snack. Not here for a long time, but here for a good time. And do one more here. Reach around and back, and then one last thing here. We're actually gonna hold the stretch. So reach back around, take hold of the top of that left foot, and you're gonna press up, 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 up. So toes up to the ceiling as high as you can get. Pause there, and then go ahead, release. Knee comes down, hands underneath shoulders. We're gonna step back into plank again, and we're gonna do 2 more little chaturangas here. So, shoulders over wrists, shift forward, bend elbows back, come to the tops of feet or the knees, lift chest through, nice stretch, and then pull from the navel, push back to downward dog. There's one. Now one more, shift forward, bend back, back stays flat, coming down, lift chest through, press back, stay in the downward dog. This time, because we're going to walk the feet forward, try to keep the legs as straight as possible, but if you need to put a little bend in the knees, that's fine. But walk forward to the front of your mat, feet are planted hip distance apart. Bend the knees here, and we're just gonna roll all the way up to standing. Surprise, we didn't start standing, but it was always in the plan. So we're gonna come into a warrior 3 here. We'll start with the weight on the right side. So left leg, we're just gonna lift in front, and you're gonna extend it back behind you. So keeping the hips square, we don't want to open like that. It's going to throw off the balance. Pull up from the navel. Watch that the back isn't rounding like that. Again, that's going to pull you forward. You're going to suddenly somersault over and over and over again. Probably not. But a couple options here for the arms. You can do hands in prayer in front of the chest. You can do hands on the hips. I'm going to be doing hands on the hips because you'll see where this is headed next. We're going to go from this warrior three, lift the chest, leg is still in line with the torso. We're going to draw it through, knees bent in front, lift in front, extend it forward. Pushing through the heel, bend it back in, come back to that warrior three. We're doing 10 of these. So torso is always moving on the same line as that leg. Watch that one is not getting ahead of the other. That can happen. So yeah, traveling at the same speed with both of those parts. Don't let the chest just all of a sudden go rogue and keep going. Same with the leg. Hips staying square. We get the nice melodic crunching of Luna in the background. This like kibble they're eating right now is crazy. It's so crunchy. I don't know from having tried it. I have not tried it. But like the sound of them eating is just, it's so crunchy. And the way that their jaws move while eating this stuff is pretty gnarly. So they're gonna have nice strong jaws. How about that? Few more here. These I also think just feel really nice for the back body. Feels like a great stretch for that hamstring as we tip down. I'm all about that. Yes, hamstring stretch. Shake it out, Luna. Shake it out. All right, last one there. Extend back into your warrior three, and we're just gonna be taking a T-squat here. So holding the warrior three, we're gonna bend right knee, sink down into it, slowly press up. So don't snap the knee back up. Keep heel down, press through that heel, and resist coming up. We've only got 10 of these. Keep pulling up from the navel, keep chest lifted. Again, if things are going down, if they're curling down toward the floor, guess where you're gonna be headed? Down toward the floor. So we're thinking energetically upward. That is gonna help us out here. Do a couple more. And last one. Boom, and then I want you to just tilt, step that back leg back. So left foot comes back, we're gonna keep left knee straight. So we're in a little crescent lunge here. Right foot planted, and we're just gonna pulse here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn that back foot open, so left foot is gonna open. You might need to adjust the feet here and come a little bit wider. I'm gonna creep my right foot forward a little bit. Right heel is gonna be in line, pew, straight into the left arch of the foot. So, from here, we're going to come from a side angle. So right elbow is gonna come here, left arm reaches up and over, nice long side stretch. Stay low in the legs. We're gonna flip it back to warrior two. So we reverse the arms and the torso. Bring it forward again, right elbow to the top of the right leg. Nice long reach there, extending outside left foot through the left fingertips. And then we take right arm overhead. Keep going here. So it's a lot of leg strength because that's supporting everything. And at the same time, we are working the obliques. So it's just basically an all-around good time. Make sure that that right knee is staying pointed directly over the right toes, and that is going to be to the front of your mat. So feet are perpendicular. Just double check that that is the case. Otherwise, crazy things could start happening with the knees, and we don't want crazy things happening with the knees. If you're creeping your way up here, press a little bit lower. I know that it burns out the legs, especially that front leg, so the right leg. I know it's probably burning right now. but it can do it. Do one more here. Side angle. Reverse warrior. And then we're gonna windmill the arms down. Whoop. Turn that left foot forward again. Do-si-do that right foot to the edge of your mat so that both hands can come to the inside. And we're in a nice little stretch here. So you can actually rest the left knee down, come to the top of the left foot, and just press down into it, letting it release. But it's not the end yet. Obviously, we've still got that other side here. So go ahead, step the right leg back here. If you want, you can even take a quick child's pose. Meanwhile, I'm gonna flip around and face the other direction just so I'm staying facing you this whole time, but you can stay as you are here, still in that child's pose. And then at your leisure, go ahead, emerge from the child's pose, and we're gonna find our way back into plank. So we're gonna repeat everything from the top, just on the other side. So back into plank here, we wave our way back to downward dog. So pull navel in, push the tips of the toes, round the back, roll back, downward dog, sinking heels down, and lift the heels nice and high, round forward, find your plank, don't travel past it, and keep going here. So waving back, and forward. Now, I'm starting to hear a little bit of construction noise in the background. I'd hoped that I was starting early enough to avoid it. Typically, it doesn't start until later, but I guess today, they're just getting right on it. There's pretty much always construction noise in Madrid right now, in like every part of the city. Every neighborhood, it's like, it is a joke. Like the whole city is under construction, which like, okay, that's cool. Like keep it nice, but it's just constant noise. The constant drilling is, I think kind of wearing on everybody, because it is truly every neighborhood. No matter where I go, I cannot escape it. Fun stuff. I'm hoping that camera's not picking it up too much, because I do have the windows closed tight. But is what it is. You guys who live in cities, you know. And you guys who don't live in cities, lucky you. Last one here. And wave your way forward into the plank again, 2 chaturangas. So push forward through the tips of the toes, elbows bend back, flat back, flip to the tops of the feet. Woo, lift chest through. Pause there for a second if you want. And then roll back to downward dog. One more. Bring it forward, press, lower, come to the tops of the feet, lift it through, back to downward dog. All right, we're gonna lower all the way down, so we do have to go down one more time, back to plank, shift forward, elbows bend back, lower, 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 all the way to the floor. Legs out long, I'm gonna adjust a little bit on my mat, arms reach forward, we're gonna lift into that X, and we're doing that cross body little heel or ankle tap. So lift everything up, legs straight. We take right arm back, bend the left leg, touch, reach forward, other side. Reach across and forward. So just staying in motion here, but nice and controlled. As always, brushing this wall. Is there any sound more crazy making than drilling? I don't know. Sometimes wind, like the sound of a strong wind, can be quite crazy making. That's the only thing I can even think of that I would put maybe on the level of drilling, but it's not still. Last one here. Reach forward, we're in that X, and we're squeezing everything into an I. Open X, letter I. Keep arms and legs lifted and straight. It's like you're clapping your hands. Give yourself a round of applause. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Hands underneath shoulders, toes tuck under or stay on the knees. We're lifting up to a plank. So big push. All right, this time with the left. We're gonna lift, left leg, butt stays down, shoulders stay over wrist. Bring the left knee down to the floor. Release that right leg. 10 of these. Abs staying tight throughout. So navel is your North Star. We're moving around it, but it does not move. So think about it staying just in one single place. And I don't mean one single place like on your body. I mean one single place in the entire plane in every direction. So you're not going to be lifting up and down. It's not moving side to side. It stays exactly where it is. Couple more here. And when it's not the drilling noise, it's just like people having parties. Last one. And lift. All right, keep that right leg lifted. Reach the left arm out. We're gonna do a little helicopter out, in, reach behind, touch, and long. So keeping leg level with the hips, out, in. Of course, you could go more with the arm there, as always. I'm just limited by this wall, but normally, if I were not next to this wall, I would sure be doing a much bigger motion there. Is what it is. Few more. And last one here. Reach long, and then we're gonna reach it back and take hold of it this time. So pressing up from the glute, find the stability there. I feel like if any of you guys in Madrid, because I probably know some of the people who do my videos, if any of you guys in Madrid are watching this, doing it with me right now, you probably are so used to drilling sounds you don't even notice. You probably can't even hear it over the sound of the drilling that's happening outside your window right now. That's Madrid. So step back into plank here, 2 chaturangas again, shift forward, lower down, lift chest through. You might even think wow, the drilling near you is not so bad in the grand scheme of drilling that's currently happening in Madrid. Pause in this downward dog. Again, legs straight or straight-ish, as straight as possible. Walk the feet forward to the front of your mat, to the hands. Feet land at hip distance apart. Bend the knees, sit the butt back. Slowly roll up to standing. Shrug the shoulders back. There we go. All right, we got a little standing sequence here. And this will take us right up to the end. So starting by finding that warrior 3. Weight is in the left, right knee can lift in front here first. Find the stability. And then leg and torso moving as a single line. We tilt forward, hips square. Bring it up, not too quick with these. Extend forward, push through the heel, keep chest lifted. For those of you guys who are not in Madrid, which is gonna be the majority of you, I think from analytics, actually most of you guys are in the United States, which makes sense because, hey, I'm American. I don't know if you caught on to this. Don't know if anybody realized, but although I do live in Spain, I'm not Spanish. I'm American. So I think a lot of you guys who do these videos are in fact American. Well, I know you are because analytics tells me that. So yeah, if you guys did not know, I'm in fact a personal trainer and a nutrition coach. So those are both what I do in my day job, let's say. And I do all of my services virtually
as well as in person. So if you do not live in Madrid, you can still work with me. So if you are interested in that, easiest way to get in touch is through my website, which will be linked down below in the description box. You can send me an email through there. And yeah, I would love to work with you. Anywhere you are in the world, you just need enough space basically to roll out a mat. Maybe a little bit more if you want to do some cardio. But you know what? You can actually confine cardio to the space of a mat too. Last one here, and then extend long here, little squats. So bend, press up energetically. We are lifting upward. Keep these slow. I'm used to figuring out how to get maximum exercise potential in small space, because in a way, that's the benefit of living in a city. You learn that skill real fast because space is limited. Here's 2 and 1. Woo, step back. So right leg's gonna be straight and we're pulsing here for 10. I do most of my training in Madrid in person, so I'm also used to going to people's flats. And yeah, this is what it is here, really. Open up the right foot. Not everybody has huge amounts of space. Some people do have quite large apartments. A lot of people don't. I'm not in a huge space, used to it. So left foot stays forward toward that front end of your mat. Right foot turns out to the side, so feet are perpendicular. Left elbow comes to the top of left leg. Sink down into it. Right arm up and over. We stay low. We're just gonna go back. So legs don't move. We just move through the torso, waving the arms like you're at a basketball game. Takes me back to when I used to go to high school basketball games. It was kind of like this. No, it definitely wasn't. That's the last time I've been to a basketball game, I'm pretty sure. Did I go to any in college? No, don't think I did. I've been to very few football games. I've been to some football games. My high school was not a football high school at all, but it was very much a basketball high school. So we were in the state championships a lot. I say we as if I played basketball. I did not. I was in the stands doing this. Yeah, my school was in the state championships quite a lot for basketball. Last one here, and then we're gonna windmill arms back down, turn that back foot in, scoot the left foot to the edge of the mat so both hands come to the inside, and you can lower that right knee. Just sink down into this stretch here. I like a good basketball game now and then. I also used to be really into March Madness, not because I'm really into basketball, but because I like just predicting things when I know nothing about it. My best friend and I used to do March Madness back in college. Go ahead and step back here, and then knees open wide, press back to child's pose. And basically our whole strategy was don't do any research. Don't know as little as you can about everybody playing, and basically just choose randomly. And we picked the winner, I want to say 2 or 3 times. So sometimes the less you know, the better. Any of you guys who are not American are like, what is March Madness? This is madness. Come to hands and knees here. We'll take a cat-cow, inhale hollow, exhale round. It's basically just a college basketball tournament that occurs every March. And people make brackets and they bet a lot of money on it. And that's pretty much March Madness in a nutshell. Go ahead and sit back on the heels here. We'll give the upper body a little stretch because shoulders did a fair bit for us. So cross one arm in front of the chest. But I have not watched March Madness in years, I must confess. Take hand behind. It's one of those things where it would be difficult enough to do in Europe, like with the times and stuff, that's just not even worth it to me to like really like get into it. Because like if I make a bracket, I want to see the games, but the games are all on in the middle of the night or like the wee hours of the morning, so like I'm not gonna do that. Other side, like if I had the entire month off to just be nocturnal, maybe, but still probably not. So yeah. One day when I'm back in the States, I will resume bracket making. And actually, I'll probably be at my finest then, because it will have been so many years, hand spine, lower back, press back, that like I will never be less knowledgeable about it than like after not having done it for like over a decade. And so I'll probably produce my best ever bracket, just like that. That's how it goes. Shake out the wrists here. Woo! There we go. All right, we're done. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I feel like it was a really nice total body routine. There was a lot of strength. There was a bit of stretching in there too. So just all around, I feel like juicy and warm and ready to start the day. So if you guys did enjoy this one, give it a like down below. Hit that subscribe button so that you can come back for more chats about March Madness, maybe seeing a cat or two. I don't know, they're pretty sleepy today. And if you have special requests for the types of workouts that you like to see most, let me know down below in the comment section. And then of course, if you want to work with me, send me an email through my website. I will see you guys back here soon though. Bye!